Data can be classified into various types based on its structure and organization. These classifications help determine how data can be stored, processed, and analyzed. Here's a breakdown of structured, semi-structured, quasi-structured, and unstructured data. 1. Structured data. Structured data refers to data that is organized in a predefined format, typically in tabular form with rows and columns. It follows a strict data model and is easy to process, store, and analyze using traditional relational databases. Characteristics. Fixed schema. Data is stored in tables, columns, and rows. Well organized. Each element is identified by a key, such as an ID or a column name. Easily searchable. Data can be queried using standard query languages like SQL. Examples: databases, e.g., customer details in an SQL database; spreadsheets, e.g., financial data; employee records. Use cases: financial transactions, inventory management; employee data in HR systems. 2. Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data does not conform strictly to a tabular format, but has some organization that makes it easier to analyze than unstructured data. It typically has tags or markers that separate data elements, allowing for flexibility in structure. Characteristics: flexible schema. Data may not be stored in rows and columns, but contains some form of tags or identifiers. Hierarchical or key-value pairs, often stored in formats like XML, JSON, or NoSQL databases. Less rigid structure. The data can have a varying structure, but it is still organized in a way that can be understood and processed. Examples: XML files, a configuration file that has labeled tags for different elements. Pausagoa John 30. JSON files, data with key-value pairs. Name, John, age, 30. Emails. While emails have structured components, subject, sender, date, date, the body content is often freeform. Use cases: web data, e.g. about JSON or XML APIs; document-based NoSQL databases, e.g. MongoDB logs and events that include metadata, e.g. log files with timestamps, error codes, and messages. 3. Quasi-structured data. Quasi-structured data refers to data that is somewhat organized but lacks a full, consistent structure. It sits somewhere between structured and unstructured data. While it may have some recognizable patterns, the data is not rigid enough to be easily queried or processed by traditional relational databases. Characteristics: partially structured. It has some identifiable markers, but does not conform to a consistent schema. May require pre-processing. Quasi-structured data often requires cleaning and transformation to make it usable. Examples: CSV files, where data is organized by commas, but without a clear schema. Text files with predictable but unstructured elements, e.g. logs with timestamps and status messages. Web scraping data, where elements may be tagged but inconsistent across sources. Use cases: data gathered from websites, equal web scraping outputs. Log files that have semi-consistent formatting, e.g., log entries with a timestamp and action but different log formats. CSV files, where the column structure may not be strictly enforced. 4. Unstructured data. Unstructured data refers to data that does not have any predefined structure or organization. It is typically text-heavy or multimedia content that does not conform to a tabular format and is not easily searchable or analyzable without additional processing or transformation. Characteristics: no fixed schema. Data is not organized in rows, columns, or tags. Free-form content. It can include any type of data that lacks a clear structure. Difficult to process, requires advanced techniques such as natural language processing, NLP, image processing, or machine learning to extract meaning. Examples: text documents, e.g. Word documents, PDFs; emails, body content, social media posts, multimedia files, e.g. videos, images, audio files, web pages, the content, not the metadata. Use cases, sentiment analysis on social media posts or customer feedback. Image recognition and analysis, audio processing, EYU voice assistance. Video content analysis, when identifying objects in a video. Summary of differences, data type structure examples, use cases, structured data, rigid fixed schema, SQL databases, spreadsheets, financial records, employee management inventory. Semi-structured data, flexible schema, TAS key value, JSON, XML, email headers, log files, web APIs, document databases, configuration files. Quasi-structured data, partially structured, inconsistent CSV files, logs with varying formats, web scraping, event logs, data exports, unstructured data, no predefined structure, text documents, images, videos, social media posts, image analysis, sentiment analysis, multimedia processing. Structured data is highly organized and easy to process with traditional methods. Semi-structured data contains some organization but is flexible and often requires parsing and transformation. Quasi-structured data has partial organization but does not conform to a strict schema. Unstructured data lacks any clear organization, often requiring advanced processing techniques to extract useful information. Each type of data has its challenges and requires different tools and techniques to handle it effectively, from relational databases for structured data to machine learning models for unstructured data.